welcome back to Crafting a Country Life. I'm glad that you're joining me this morning, and I want to jump on and share my first Valentine project of this season. Now that Christmas is over and I've gone through and cleaned up my craft room and packed away all of my Christmas crafting, I pulled out a couple of Valentine projects that I have had in mind that I've been wanting to work on. So let me start by showing you some of the things that I used to create the project. And I started out, let me share what it looks like first. This is a door hanger that I created. Bring it in a little closer. You can see it. And it has some eyelet ruffle around the edge that's been embroidered. And this is from my mother's stash. She had lots of trims and things that I inherited, and so I pulled this one out. I thought it matched really well, and I have several die cuts stacked up together, and then this cute little vintage image of a baker girl in the center, and a text down here says "so much love," and there are buttons and paper flowers on there. There's some Nuvo Drops going around the edge of this glitter layer, and then I added couple of little satin bows at the top with a tiny button in the center of each one. I thought it came out really well, and I like the color combination with just a touch of sort of this aqua color, and it gives sort of a mid-century look to it, I think. And then of course on the back you can see where I hot glued the eyelet trim, and then I added a couple of buttons with some twine and a die cut heart there as well. And the trim that I used at the top here, I just found actually at Target a couple of days ago. They were having a clearance on all their Christmas things, so I picked up this one, and I did share these in a recent previous video, all of the things that I found when I went out and did my Christmas clearance shopping. But this was one of the trims, and then this is the other trim here that I found. So I used this trim on the top of the door hanger, and I had some button stashes. This is a set of red buttons here, and then another bottle with the pink. I think, if I'm remembering right, I think I picked these up either in Walmart or Hobby Lobby, maybe. I'm not totally sure. I've had them for quite a while. And then as I get more buttons, sometimes I just add them into the jar if they coordinate. So I used those buttons there. And then, of course, the Nuvo Drops that I used. This is the Nuvo Crystal Drops, and this particular color is Simply White Crystal Drops. This one here, okay. Then I used a Buttons Galore and More button mix as well, and I used the little heart button, you can see here, on the top of the sentiment right here. And I clipped off the shank from the back side so that I could just hot glue it on. Okay, and then I also used some Distress Oxide. This one is Worn Lipstick, and I used that around the edge of the white glitter cardstock layering piece. Just a little touch of it. I don't know if it really shows up that well on the video, but just a little touch to add some color. Okay, and then I have these flowers that I had gotten, and I've had these in my stash for a while. Some are from Hobby Lobby and some are from Michael's. And I would pick these up when they were on sale or on clearance, and just keep them in my stash. But those colors matched really well, so I used those. And then this is, I got the sentiment from this set of chipboard stickers, which goes with the Simply Vintage My Valentine collection by Simple Stories. So in here you can see another one of the little chipboard sentiments. So I did use that. I auditioned some of these, but they weren't quite right for what I wanted. So I ended up using from this Authentique pad. And I've had this in my stash for quite a while as well. I don't know if they make this anymore, but it's so pretty, and it's very kind of mid-century. And I think the thing that really sold me were these cute cut-aparts that look like vintage Valentines. So I actually took one of the vintage Valentine cards, and what I did was I fussy cut it. You can see it here in the center. And I glued it on, and then I added some glitter glue on top with a paintbrush just to give it a little bit of sparkle. Okay, and let's see, what else did I use? Some papers from this pad. Actually, the paper on the back, this heart die cut with the pale aqua blue and the red and pink check, I got from this Simple Stories pad. Again, it's the Simple Vintage My Valentine pad by Simple Stories. Okay, so I did use that. And I also used, if you can see here, this layer here with the pink is actually a fabric, quilting fabric die cut. And what I used on that was from this collection from southernfabric.com, and this is, I believe, a Lori Holt collection. It's called Granny Chic Fat Eighth Bundle by Lori Holt for Riley Blake. So I pulled from this beautiful collection of fat eighths, and they're just very 1960s, 1950s prints. So I pulled one of those and used that, and it went through my cutting machine, my die cutting machine, just fine. I know some people like to back their quilting fabrics with like a stabilizer before they run it through the die cutting machine, but this, I didn't have any trouble running this through at all, so that worked out really well. Okay, and then the dies that I used, I've had this one in my stash for a while as well. This I got on AliExpress, and honestly I don't remember the company, and I don't have the information, but I do remember that when I searched for it, I punched in I entered ruffled heart die set, and this was one of the things that came up. And it has a nice big large one, and then a medium and a smaller one in there as well. These are so pretty. And then a couple of die sets that I'd gotten years ago at a craft store called AC Moore, and they're no longer in business, at least in my area. But I've had these in my stash for quite some time. So I used those as well to cut some of the shapes out to create my door hanger. So I hope you enjoyed watching this today, and I'll be back again soon with more crafty videos and shopping hauls and paper crafting. Take care. Bye for now.